Hello, everybody, and I hope you all are having an amazing day. Today, we're going to continue catching up with some auto songs that I have missed in the past or are just now coming out. And we're diving into one that seems to be really popping off. It has over 1 million views already, but I'm also very late to it, of course. And it's called The Story of the Wind and Me. So I'm very curious to see what this one's going to be all about, especially because it's almost 6 minutes long. So I feel like this one might have a little bit of a story behind it. It's gonna be really, really dope. But before we get started, guys, if you wanted to check out some exclusive content that I don't post on over here on my YouTube channel, then go ahead and check out my Patreon. Right now, we are actually diving into a reality show from Baby Monster called Baemon House. And then we're also, just this week, starting to dive into the J-drama called Glass Heart, which I'm very excited to be diving into, and I'm really, really enjoying it a lot so far. So if you guys want to come check out what I'm doing over there on my Patreon, go ahead and click on the link down below to my Patreon and join my whatever tier that fits you best. And I promise to continue to always deliver great content over there for you guys to keep you intrigued and having fun. So anyways, guys, with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into this. Here we go. Dear. Oh, I didn't expect it to be a rock song. Ooh. That's cool. The guitar is focused on the side, on my, I should say the left side of my headphone right now, and then like everything else is kind of like in its proper placement. Like drums are obviously very much centered as they should be. I don't know if there's something on my right side or not, but let me see. Kind of. It almost sounds like there might be a rhythm guitar kind of like spreading out across the entire spectrum, and then it sounds like the there's definitely a little bit of a bass guitar somewhere too, kind of really filling it out also. So it's really interesting. That's like the way they have it structured is almost like the only thing that's really, really far out to the side is just that electric guitar. But really cool. Like I love listening to like rock stuff and like, you know, different types of like, you know, band related material, if you will, whenever I record stuff, because I really get to hear it in a full spectrum with like the headphones I have, because they're obviously very high end, like professional headphones. So I really get to hear and feel like I'm like witnessing it like almost live, or like I'm on stage where like everything would be placed in a certain position and whatnot. It's fucking awesome. I love music so much. That's cool. I like that. The rich memories of my childhood, like seeing children out there playing. She's on the park bench sitting there watching them, kind of like brings back like the ideas of like, or I guess not the ideas, but the memories of like, you know, songs from our past childhood. Like, you know, saying I found myself humming songs from back then. Like, that's when you know like you grew up good, like in a good like, you know, child, or when you had a good childhood, I should say. If the memories that come flowing back to you is like the songs from back in that time period, that's like, because music is such a core value, I feel like, to have as a child. I feel like it's like almost like the music that you grew up with defines almost like your path in life. Like, like it's almost like, if you grew up in a family of like, rockers and like, listening to like the 80s and 80s, 70s and 80s bands or whatnot, you're going to grow up almost like, you know, with a certain like rocker aesthetic, if you will, or whatnot. Growing up, if you grow up like listening to emo music, you might end up becoming like an emo kind of person, like very much like a, paint your nails, black hair, dress very dark, being very like in a certain niche, if you will, in school. Or if you grew up in a family of like pianists or like a, orchestration, you might end up playing band and playing trumpet or playing this or that. Music basically really is a core value to what I grew up to be as children, and what we really, or the way we kind of define our lives, if you will. So it's cool to see that sentence. Oh, give it to me, Otto. Oh. Ooh, give us some highs. Ooh! I like this sentence, or this, I guess, lyric really well. The story of the song of you, of dreams, and me. That's so cool, like, to wrap a song up into the idea of a song about yourself, of your dreams, and somebody else. Like, obviously is very important in her life. I don't know if it's like a person that she's, possibly like almost like a partner or something like that, or who this song is like kind of representing as the you person. I'm not sure, but that's really cool. I love that. That's really dope. Like, it's almost like the whole idea of like when you go back and you say this wind, sky, clouds, the city, and I all melt into one. It's almost like those are all being represented by something specifically, like the wind, sky, and the clouds almost represent the environment, that you're in that moment. The city represents almost like the person, and then you are obviously yourself, maybe. I don't know. It's really cool, though. This is actually, this is honestly one of the best like songs I think I've heard Otto do in a while. Not that she doesn't do, not that I think that I should say that she does bad songs per se, but this one is like the first time I really feel like it's authentic. Like, this is a song that I feel like Otto would have written. It doesn't feel like she's doing a cover here. Maybe it is an original from her. I don't know. But this one feels like authentic, super duper, like, this is Otto to a T, I love it so much. It's amazing. Oh, boom, 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 boom. Ooh, now we got a little bit, I think maybe rhythm guitar over here? Hell yeah. I was about to say, as I apologize, pause again, but I was thinking, I was like, this almost feels like a song where she's almost like, for once in her life, maybe not Otto particularly, but the person like that this song represents, that person is almost like finally getting that almost like break from the world, if you will, where it's just her and the wind and the clouds and the trees and whatnot. It's just her and nature and that one person she's thinking about, or that one person that's there with her by chance. And then this line coming in here now, the whole world feels as though it only exists to survive. And that's such a powerful line, because it almost feels like that's the way that we're kind of almost like forced by society to live. Like, we're almost kind of forced to, like, basically our whole existence really is only just to survive until the very end, when we breathe our last breath, and then we are almost left unsatisfied because we didn't really live our best lives. We kind of just lived to survive, and that's all we did. And I feel like that's what's so important about, like, that's why I'm a huge advocate for telling people and preaching to people, whether it's you guys or my friends or my family or whatever. It's so important that you follow what you're passionate about. If you are given a God-talented gift, or God-given gift, whatever you want to say, being able to sing, play piano, play violin, you're great at acting, you're hilarious, and you can be a good comedian, whatever the case may be, embrace that, Don't give up on that. Be that person, because it's so crucial. You don't want to just go with what society wants you to do. Don't just become a doctor or a nurse or a physician, or not physician, that's pretty much the same thing, a veterinarian, a lawyer, a teacher, whatever. Don't go by what society wants you to go by and what's going to pay the bills. If you, like, yes, sometimes, like, in a case like me where I'm working a 9 to 5 to pay the bills, but I'm also doing this on the side, yes, that's okay. I'm still working towards my, my dream, and I'm still working towards something that I can be proud of and say, like, I can look back, 5-10 years from now and say, like, yeah, I built that. I built a very strong, good YouTube channel, or I made a really good song that finally really did well, or whatever the case may be. I can look back 5-10 years from now when I'm finally out of that 9 to 5, and this is hopefully my career, and I can say, damn, I really struggled with that time period, but it got me to where I am now, and that's what's most important. So the biggest thing I tell you guys is, please don't ever give up on something you are passionate about just because it's not going to pay the bills, or because you don't think that it's going to work out. Yeah, it could take a lot of hard work. It might take 5-10 years. It might take, your entire life. It doesn't matter, though. Come out of this world, come out of this lifetime being happy that you followed a passion, not because you just did what society wants you to do. And that's the biggest thing I can tell you guys. It's one of the biggest things I preach to people, because it's so important to me, because I want people to live the best lives and be happy. That's what I want. And I think this is exactly what this song is kind of about, is like taking a step away from what the world is basically, which is just a survival basically game, if you will, and just kind of breathing the air, looking at some flowers, just enjoying and breathing and saying, oh, I just want to be stuck in this forever. And I just want to live my life, I don't want to live society's life. I want to live my life. And that's so freaking cool. I love it. Damn, Otto. I love that line. See? Let's go toward tomorrow. It's the story of dreams and me. Again, going back to saying, following dreams, not what society wants. Oh, I love it. Oh, those highs. Oh, yes, Otto. Oh. God, this song's incredible. Oh, bring in the acoustic for a minute. Let's go. Oh my gosh, the power she brings is insane. Damn. Wow. Okay, what vocal? Okay, so it was not written by her, so it's definitely not. So she didn't write this song, but it still could be considered her song though. Whoever Hiroji Miyamoto is, dude wrote one of the best songs ever. And I don't know if he wrote this for Otto, if he wrote this with Otto in mind or what, but you can just tell that this song was made for Otto to sing, because the vocals that she chose to represent this song were spot on perfect. You can really feel the emotion, really the power that she conveyed with this song. And you can tell almost like how passionate she was about this, because you could tell that the way she sang this, she truly believes this. And it really felt like this was a song like that Otto was holding to her, like almost to herself, like her basically saying like, I'm at a point in my life right now where like my music career is amazing, I'm doing great, but there's almost that moment where you almost have to sit back though and just be one with nature, watch the children play or whatnot, and kind of like have those memories of what it was like for you to be a child, what music were you listening to, and whatnot. And I think that's so cool that that this song kind of almost represents that for all of us, where amongst whatever we might be doing in our lives, it's so important that we don't forget to be one with our creator, if you will. God created this incredible, beautiful earth for us to live in, so why would we lock ourselves up in an office and never see the light of day? Like, why would we do that to ourselves? The world is so beautiful, and we have such, and it depends on where you live, of course. I mean, for me, living in sunny Florida, I have beautiful palm trees down here, beautiful ocean, a beach I can go to if I want to, and just like the scenery I get to see if I drive to work every day, or if I'm driving to like a hair appointment, or if I'm driving to the grocery store or whatever, the scenery I get to see when I am not at work and when I'm not recording videos for you guys or whatever the case may be. It's just so beautiful. Even rainy days when things get gray and cloudy and whatnot, even the rain is so beautiful. Like, I love like thunderstorms, like they're just so, like, I don't know what it is. It's even something as chaotic as rain and thunder can still be so beautiful, And I think that's what this song was all about. It's just embracing that beauty in nature. And even her talking about the you person, maybe embracing that, significant other with you, or a friend or a family member, whoever that person might represent, I guess, whoever you're trying to share that world with. But yeah, Otto knocked it out of the park once again. This, I think, is one of my favorite Otto songs of more recent, I guess, because I've reacted to a lot of her older stuff on the channel. But this, I think, in terms of like newer stuff from her, this is probably one of my favorites I've heard, probably out of the last 4 or 5 reactions I've done, like easily. I don't know what it is, but something about Otto and rock together just really works well. Very much so. Her voice was built for rock, and I love it. But anyways, guys, with that being said, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and drop a like, subscribe to the channel by clicking down below. I'll go and place my reactions playlist for Otto over here, and you can check my recent reaction if you haven't already over here. As always, thank you all for watching, showing the support, and I'll see you all in the next video. Alright, guys, bye-bye.